Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show Wednesday live. I'm the big guy Ryback. Thank you for joining me. Hope everyone's having a pleasant, enjoyable, #hungry week. Streaming live on Instagram and TikTok, the big guy Ryback22, as I sip on my matcha green tea and my respiratory eucalyptus and peppermint tea as well. Ryback TV over on YouTube, Ryback Rules on Twitch, and Ryback at Twitter. Thank you guys for joining me there. Super chats are brought up on the screen here, guaranteed to get answered or to answer to the best of my ability. Pulled up on the screen on the super chats for Ryback TV on YouTube. We are available on all podcast platforms as well. iTunes reviews are always greatly appreciated. And as always, this podcast is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my personal premium supplement line, sweetened with stevia and monk fruit, no harmful artificial sweeteners or colors, vegan friendly for men and women, available on feedmemore.com. You can save 20% on your orders with discount code RYBACKSHOW20, RYBACKSHOW20 at checkout on feedmemore.com. Just plug that discount code into the little code section on the website, and you can get 20% off. You can sign up for my email, my text message program as well. We give exclusive big discounts out every week that are not made available to the public. And it's a great way to save if you're a returning customer. We give you plenty of ways to save, though, overall on there. And signing up for those, you get 25% off as well. If you don't want to sign up for them, you just want to save the 20%, RYBACKSHOW20 is going to be the code for you. Good to see all of you guys. Hope everyone's doing well. I had a great conditioning day today. Cardio day. I was able to do the hard Stairmaster. I actually went to the gym to do it today, and then some elliptical. And then I went and got knocked out a Ryback TV, a new feeding time that I believe will come out tomorrow. Probably tomorrow morning. So check the channel on that, and always check the channel, please. Notifications don't go out to everybody, even if you are subscribed and have notifications on. I have no control over that, unfortunately. I wish I did. I wish I did on every platform that I'm dealing with everything. It's the worst, and you've heard me say it, this is the worst my social media has been, and it's not a coincidence. It's also because there's stuff going on with WWE, and they have cranked up things, and it will not. Why? It's not going to change anything that's going on with what's going on legally, and I'm winning everything. But I don't understand hey, we're just going to drown his voice out more. I'm like, I could do this all day long. At the end of the day, you haven't stopped me after 5.5 years. You ain't going to stop me another 5.5. Like so yeah, it sucks, but it's clear as day for everybody now that what I've been saying, it's even more apparent than ever that you could just go look and you go, yeah, this dude's being shadow banned, or this account, and it's been going on since 2016. It's just now at the highest level it's been at, where I am minimally being seen by my own followers. It is what it is. Oh, bitching, complaining, whining. It's the only outlet. I can only talk about what's going on. I can only give you what is going on with my life and the situation that I know for a fact is going on from legal stuff. So other than that, guys, I'm doing amazing, happy, healthy, and feeling better and better each and every day. Matt, good question. How do you prevent blisters from running into help healing? You know what might be good for you? One, doubling up on socks. If you have, and there's different cut socks, or getting thicker socks when you're running. But to then eventually, I've always found, though, like if I switched to like a thinner pair of socks or something, and it looks like I'm going to get blisters temporarily, that your feet and everything will toughen up once they heal, but they suck. There's this stuff at like Walgreens and different grocery stores called New Skin. I used to use it when I played baseball, when I ripped my hands and from swinging too much and just too much batting practice. Constantly would tear my hands open in baseball, and because we'd always we'd go practice on our own, me and my friends, and that New Skin would help that, and put some other stuff on to keep it until those blisters would heal up. And but new skin could help you. You got to take it easy once you get a blister, or you just got to be like, oh, I'm just gonna deal with it. And but you don't want to get it too bad either. So it's like one of those deals where you got to give it a few days or a week even, and let it heal, and try to keep it covered and bandaged. But that new skin is a liquid bandage, and I really think that could help you. When I do a 24-hour fast, do I still train? No, I take the entire day off when I do my 24-hour fast. Let everything just rest for the one whole day of rest for the week. And this is like my other today was no weights today, but it was hard conditioning. And I usually either get my shoulder worked on this day or on Saturday. My shoulder, I'm going to get it worked on Saturday when I'm doing my fast this week. Thank you for watching the hot food challenges. You can watch the feeding time videos, doing the vegan food videos, still talking on there, and just not doing any of the crazy stuff, especially too with the channel the way that it is. And I've said I'm not taking any, and it's more than just that. It's just health in general. I don't think those things and the stuff people are making. I've done the hottest stuff on the planet already, and I think they're trying to make things hotter and hotter, and it's gonna kill people. There's just no doubt, or the damage that you're doing, it's not worth it in the long run. And you know, I work really hard during the week, and I don't like wait, and I don't like throwing away time. And when you do those hot videos, I've talked to you guys about that. They ruin a good portion of your day. And like, what goes in has to come out as well. So process that through the brain and think about that if you do a video at 10, 11, 12, and then you are going to be for the rest of the day and probably into the next day for a portion of it. Like, and it's not, and I'm talking when you do that really hot stuff, you're dealing with intestinal cramps. And I've done it. I could do it. But why do I want to keep doing it? I don't. I'm not like one of these crazy people that like wants to torture myself. I'm not like, I'm not locked up at midnight with chains and with in a dungeon with a mistress, with a dominatrix, with whips, like getting my balls stepped on in high heels. Like that's not me. I don't have like it's like those are like maybe the politicians and those people like that are weird power trips, but it's not me. I'm pretty just straight, normal, like the big guy. Not, I don't need crazy things to get my brain off on anything. So it was just me showing my mental toughness more than anything. And I've shown that, and it's time to move on. I appreciate the comment though. I'm just explaining to you, giving you the full scope of things. I don't got like it's just I don't have a sex swing hooked up where like I'm hooked up in it and a woman's kicking me in the balls repeatedly. Like that's not, maybe the Nevada governor is into that sort of thing, which wouldn't shock me actually. Sisolak, I think is his name, but yakety yak, Sisolak. Good to see all of you guys. Thank you guys as always. In the news, I saw the Cody Rhodes deal, and I kind of just take a sit back and wait approach. That I don't know the details. I haven't talked to him in a few months with everything, and then obviously just wish him the best with everything going on. And never know. You never know in pro wrestling, and it could be anything. What is storyline? What's reality? I will say, because I feel like a lot of people, and just I saw some stuff on Twitter, maybe can't comprehend why. I could say this. Pro wrestling is difficult enough as it is, right? And I say that from knowing. Maybe you wouldn't know, but you could imagine it's a very difficult job, and it's a very stressful job. It's a job even more so than ever with social media, where everybody's dealing with massive love and massive hate, and it's up to you to be able to how to process that or not see it that much. And unfortunately, you've got everyone's trying to make money creating clickbait headlines and putting fake lies out. Happens to everybody. It's happened to me. It happens to everybody with that. And then people, look at things and then get angry and leave bad negative comments and it's that they wouldn't really say in real life. They want a picture and an autograph, but online they're just like, you suck, screw you. I hope bad things happen to you for the rest of your life. Like, and you're like, oh, cool. Good morning to you too. Like that's the scope of things. But being in a position of like a vice president of a wrestling company, and I could just say this from knowing what I know about the pro wrestling businesses, I can imagine it would be an extremely stressful job. I imagine it would lead to a lot of drinking from dealing with like the BS of pro wrestling with all the different people. And even though there's a lot of different people with help, and he wasn't the only person in that position, but it's very hard. I feel the more you got going on in your life, the harder it is to be just even greater at one thing, despite, and a lot of it's momentum and mindset and how you in the routine. But you got to imagine, you have a family now and in that position, and it's very, I could easily understand why he wouldn't want to be in that position anymore and focus just on his career and things. If he does go to WWE, it is a simpler life, especially if he gets certain things put into the contract for him, which he's smart enough to do. He's not. I don't see him, if it does go through, going back on a handshake and eye lock agreement that like things are going to be put into writing if it happens. If it's all not part of a bigger storyline for AEW, which is very well possible as well. Cody's is very smart in that regards, and it would. I could see either going, but I understand the why going there, and he has big aspirations and goals individually of what he wants his career to represent, what he's done and whatnot. And I can understand the biggest names in pro wrestling have primarily come from WWE. Right. That's not to say that in the future that's always going to be the case, even though it always will be the case as long as that company is in existence. And it doesn't matter who owns it; they're the biggest company. More eyeballs are on the product, on that product, and whatever he has going on. And so I could understand, but from a standpoint of uh, dealing with other talents' problems on top of trying to deal with your life and family and wrestling, it would just be, personally to me, it sounds like the worst job ever. Worst job ever. I just love the pro wrestling part of actually going out and performing. I hate all other aspects outside of the talent of like in meeting good fans, like, but just the BS part of the business. Like I could care less for that part of it, which I would think most wrestlers would agree with like the stupid stuff, the part of it, right? But just imagine that like you go to a TV and you got your stuff that you have to do. Do you understand how much time and effort that takes to put into that? If you want it to actually truly be good. And the less time you have to put into your own stuff and you're getting pulled into different directions, forget regular everyday life, right? And like in family problems, baby problems, at home problems. I'm telling you, it's not, he's smart enough to know and did it, did great at it, and then go do great at wrestling and like not being probably stressed out 24/7. That would be my personal opinion, or whatever it is. Like if it was a pay thing, I don't think I'm telling you, I don't think you could pay me enough to be like, hey, come to this position and wrestle. I'm like, no, it's either one or the other. It's one or the other. Not trying. And especially like if my situation with Feed Me More Nutrition, no. No, 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 no. Just the wrestling. So that's my opinion on that. Whatever way it goes, I'm happy for him, as everyone should be. And I think it'll be cool either way. Jake Truman, thank you very much, buddy. Good to see you as always. A regular here on the Ryback Show. Recovery's going good, Logan. Recovery's going well, and I am feeling fantastic. It's just it's an everyday deal. Um, did I come up with my own moves? Yep. Everything with all that. That was all. No, you don't have. other people that like were like, hey, someone might randomly like suggest, hey, you should, I think you could pull this off, and that does happen occasionally, but pretty much predominantly coming up with all your own stuff. I did win a world title. I won the IC title. I was scripted to win that. It is physical acting, but I do agree that it would have been nice to play the role of the main champion, and there were plenty of opportunities for that. But hey, as a physical actor, you cannot fail. It is impossible. You know your role prior to going out, and you go out and execute it. And I am as successful at pro wrestling as anybody. Anybody who's gone out there is successful. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people can do it better than others, and you can. I think people play different roles better than others and whatnot. And that's part of the problem with pro wrestling today is the miscasting of characters. You need to cast the right people in the right roles that the mass people, casual mass people believe in. I am a Brock and Bobby guy. I like both those guys. Got along with both of them throughout the years very well. I do blood work a couple times a year. I actually just got blood work done and got everything came back amazing. I'm pissed. They actually didn't. They were supposed to be a cholesterol panel on there, and they didn't do it. So I got to get that done on my next one. But I got to go make appointments actually with my doctor here that and see go over everything. Tommy, avoid aspartame and sucralose at all cost. It's in so many different things, and it is not good for us. It is you will be healthier and you will have more peace of mind knowing there's enough challenges in this world, right? Of things and like it's like there's so many things that could kill us over time, and there's so many other options out there that don't have aspartame and sucralose, especially like in drinks and food. You don't need it. And any company that is putting it that needs to raise a red flag to you that you go, wait a second, I can't trust this company. And I found it to be true every time. It's not like, oh, those people are probably good people, but like, why are they giving me this? There's no reason other than it's cheap and it makes them money and it does no good. And then anyone that tries to defend it is just absolute trash, in my opinion. No time for them. Good to see everybody. Feed Me says, yo, big guy, do you think the problem with wrestling nowadays is we fans don't give them enough credit for the matches they put on? No, I think there are a ton of great fans that watch, and I think people there's far more people that watch that are not online than are online. I feel, and maybe those numbers have gone down. I just think it's the problem that is people just being on social media too much. But it's the wrestling journalist and people making videos. You ever watch how I talk about things? Do you think I do these videos to like try to create controversy and like no, right? I just give my honest and a positive, predominantly positive take on things. Even if I don't like something, I'm not on the attack, right? Like I'm not, but whereas people I feel are doing things online for attention in bad ways and at the sake of, and that's why I'm just like, you know, like let's take the Cody Rhodes thing for example. I saw tweets with them putting out the whatever popped up on the thing that he left because he's no longer in control of his in power of booking. Like one, like that's who knows what's true, what's not true. That could have been going on for the past year. That already happened, but that all of a sudden somebody heard something, and that makes a great headline, though, right? And whether it's true or not, but what do you think happens too with that? There's going to be people that read that go and leave hateful, negative comments because they think he left because he's not in control of his booking, which I don't think any of those guys were in control of their booking from the beginning. It's impossible to let wrestlers solely be in charge of their booking. It doesn't, and I think that's a huge misconception with the fan base on some of they think, oh, go there, you can book your own. Like, no, you might have some input that might have some influence, but at the end of the day, it's one person making the decisions on that. And maybe it was more diversified early on, but it is like, but that's the kind of stuff that goes on. And when I'm going on to your question, like about the matches, I think plenty of people love the wrestling, and then there's different. I do believe there's a right way and a wrong way, and everyone has their own way of whatever they want to go out. I believe in respecting certain psychology and rules and fight rules that selling a fight. I think you never want to sacrifice that. Others do sacrifice that. That's just I just don't watch, and I just go. I can control what I do with that. But I think to getting to my point is you just see sometimes the loud negative online rather than the how many people watch something at home and enjoy it, but they don't feel compelled to go. They don't even have social media accounts, or they don't feel like compelled to go on social media and be like, I really enjoyed that. They just don't do it. Like now, there's positive people that do it that want to put that out, but predominantly you just see the loud negative. And this is again, look throughout the history. This is just basic human psychology. The majority of people that are born on this planet, there's a lot of great, happy, positive people. It takes work though to be a happy, positive person. It takes learning and self development. It takes work. Majority of people don't like actually putting in the work. They're lazy, so they're unhappy and they're negative. And so now those people have found each other online and like, hey, yeah, we're normal. These people, screw these happy, positive people. Let's cancel them. And that's what's happening. I'm telling you, the glue sniffers have merged together, and it's a dangerous thing. You got to block it out. Block it out. Get off social media. Don't give it attention. Don't focus on it. Just focus on what you like and the good. And I promise you, things will be so much better. And that's what I've learned. That's why I just block. I don't even deal with it. If I see something, I just block it. I go, I don't want to ever come across that person. No harm, no negative. Just block. And I think that's the best way to go about it so that you don't let their negative become your negative. If you like something, just focus on what you like and what it is and talk about it and leave it at that, man. And don't worry about that's what like people that give like the people I'm not even saying their names, the negative journalists online that give them attention or try to debate with them, you're just giving them attention. The best thing is don't give them any attention. And that like just block them and just try to ignore it as good as you can. We've got a super chat. Phil Good Productions. Hey, big guy. I hope you're doing well. I am. Thank you. Also loved your work in WWE. South Australia here. I hope you're doing well over there and things are hopefully improving down there. I'm not sure where you're at, particularly how bad it is, but hopefully things are improving. The internet is for releasing our negative thoughts. Can't let it get to you. I mean, if that's something that people want to do, again, everyone has the right to do that. A lot of people don't. It's not taught you when you have a positive mindset. You learn though that it's better off to focusing on the positive and in moving forward as much as possible. That we do attract what we put out predominantly, and it's a mindset, you know. And if the people and there's a right way and a wrong way too. You got to understand, if you want to talk about negative things, hey, more power to you. But you got to understand, like a lot of people, have you seen how fans talk, and not just in wrestling, in all sports and entertainment? The way that people talk online is not how people talk in real life. Not to say that some don't. Predominantly, the majority don't with that. And it is something, and again, that's why it's up to us as individuals to learn how to just like block that and not to. I'm not spending all my time in the comments like and hanging out, and I don't have time. I've got my own life and my own goals. and that leads to my happiness. Whereas I can understand you got people that just sit online all day. Talk about an empty existence, a soulless existence, fighting with strangers that if you saw in person, you'd be like, Jesus Christ, I just spent 3 hours arguing with that person. Like, it's crazy. So, but it's why I say I try to help you guys with what I've learned over the years and what I've read in audiobooks and what I process in my experience. Because I've dealt with massive amounts of lies and hate, massive amounts of love, but massive amounts of hate on lies. And it's just like I've just learned that like it can't phase me. There's nothing that can come out that can phase me. I'm just above it now. And it's just but knowing what I need to do in my life and having the right things in my life set up in the real world. We've got another super chat coming here. Nobody really knows how much control Hogan had. Again, a lot of things you read online, and people regurgitate it and whatnot. Were you backstage during Hogan's period? I wasn't. I certainly wasn't. I haven't talked to him and asked him, "Hey, Hogan, did you have complete control?" You know, and not to say that he didn't, and maybe he had, but he also though was in different places. So super chat, F boy, good to see you, buddy. 57. Love the show, Ryback. Low key, we all know you are married to a Colombian. LOL. My question is, how was Vince as a human being? Was he as bad as his rep? So I can't. I've talked about my experiences. I have no trust in them and what they've done and what they've done to me since I've left. And it is what it is. And I would prefer, like again, I've got my stuff. Once my stuff, the legal stuff is done, it's done. And we're getting all that worked out with the attorneys right now. And I want it over with. But it is this is life is not a game in the sense of the stuff that they've done that and with the negative fake articles and creating hate and paying ex talent that are out of shape and washed up that couldn't draw a dime to make negative comments about me. Like, it's personal on a lot of levels. So I don't know. I never hung out with him outside of what we backstage and conversations. And I can go anybody that lies to you though, and then lies to you for no reason. That to me is it's not a good person, right? It's not. I would rather you have the balls to like be a man and say this is what we're doing, this is why we're doing it, not lie, not lie. Phil Good Productions, thank you, buddy. I just wanted to let you know I'm 33 with muscular dystrophy with a love for bodybuilding. Because of people like you, I increased my muscle mass from 9% to 19% in 12 months. I defied the doctors and still do. Great job, man. And that's again, you just be your best, right? On an individual daily basis. And your situation is, I've been hurt and had things where it's easy to get negative and look around and be like, why am I going through this? Or why do I have this? And the key is okay, this is what we've been dealt. This is the situation. How can I be as happy as possible in my situation? And what you'll find is we all have the same amount of happiness. We all have the ability to have the same amount of happiness. We all hold that key to unlock it. It's just the key shapes are different. The lock is different on all of it for all of us, right? It's a different maybe our package is different on the outside, but what in happiness is internal, and you just got to learn like what you're doing is that makes you happy, and you just do your best each and every day, man. And that's what being hungry is all about. And it's nobody could take that away from you. Nobody. And like I love proving doctors wrong. 3 doctors told me I was never going to wrestle again after my ankle injury. I went on to have my big career as Ryback, like all that. Like that was I had a great 5 years from the time I came back, and then till I walked out. And then a couple years after that really hurt, but 7 years of making fantastic money, right, and very blessed, and then overcoming it again, needing a 5 disc fusion and shoulder replacement. Nope, no, I don't. And healing myself, literally healing myself, and having the stem cells, right. And it's like anything's possible with when we keep our mind open to it. Not to say things can go wrong, and maybe we don't always quote unquote win, but you win a lot more than you think if you go for things. And I'm proud of you, man. That makes me very happy. My thoughts on Curtis Axel's, I love Curtis Axel. Me and Joe will always be somebody who I really think highly of, and literally, like, he's somebody I'd call a friend. Walter, thank you very much for complimenting me. I'm feeling better and better, man. So it's my nose is still a little scuffed up with everything, but it's so close. It depends on the lighting that I'm in. The nose is driving me crazy. I'm lucky. I burned a damn hole in it early December, and every damn day I'm putting aloe vera gel on it, scar cream on it, Vaseline, vitamin E, coconut oil. I'm putting the whole shebang on the nose right now, and it is. Most people, when when I tell them, like, I go, "How bad does my nose look?" They go, "We didn't even notice till you said." And I go, "Well, I noticed," and I go, "I appreciate it, but it's not like it was." So, but other than that, I'm feeling energy wise fantastic too. Appetite's back after COVID. Feeling good. Feeling good. Of course, yes, I miss wrestling. I honestly think it's going to be a very cool thing for me to be able to do it once again. It will be like doing it all over again for the first time. I feel like, which is a pretty cool feeling. So, but I try not to get too caught up in. I know the work I just got to keep doing daily, and then I know the steps that I need to take, and that's all that I'm just right now. Health is my number one priority with Feed Me More Nutrition, right? And that's what I focus on, and it's worked out very well. It's gotten me very far so far. Cowboy, good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well. I'm on the chicken, broccoli, and rice diet. I just got to remind myself it's not about taste, it's about results. Again, seasoning. Seasoning is the way, and sauces, low calorie sauces. You can eat, and the taste can remain there on a lot of the healthy foods, on all that. And and it makes it a lot easier when you learn how to season things correctly. I really like that meal. Like, outside of the chicken, don't get me wrong. Like, I love the taste of chicken and things with the seasoning, but it's like the beyond. I use like the vegan chicken strips. I just had that with spinach and green beans, and I put different seasoning, and I put a little vegan garlic parmesan sauce on it, and mix it all together. Man, it doesn't. It's the healthiest meal ever, and the omega 3 hemp hearts. Some of those on there as well for some extra protein and healthy fats. And I'm telling you, it's like I can't have a healthier meal, and I don't eat that and think like, man, I'm really missing out. It tasted amazing. So. I don't really know what to make. I don't know a lot about. I try to stay away. You know, the Ukraine Russia situation. I don't know. I don't know enough on it to to say what's going on. I don't. I know. All I know is we don't need. We're in a point in time, and like, nobody benefits from war, though. Nobody benefits from war. People, like, the communities, civilization, nobody benefits from war. And especially if things ever got, they like, you see the news, and they drop like the nuclear war talks, and like if that happens, everyone's just going to blow everybody up, and it's just going to be a luck of the draw of who survives, and essentially starts all over again. Like, because things are going to be wiped out. Like, it's and and that's stupid to even talk about and think. Right? It's stupid. It's like, what's the point of all this growth and moving forward? And that's why I really have a loathe the fact that those even exist. It's because just takes one to open up that can of worms. That and but they I people are smart enough as well to know, like, nobody's winning. Nobody's winning if that happens. So it's like, well, what's the resolution? And I'm optimistic everything's going to get resolved. I've been to Russia a couple times. I've wrestled over there actually in St. Petersburg and Moscow. I'll never forget. True story, because a lot of us, AJ Lee was they had security with all the whoever they had their backstage. They had guns, and I remember just thinking we're like it was we're just like they're there for us though, but like we're just like Jesus, like, and I just remember AJ Lee was like talking bad to one of the because one I don't know if one of them looked at her ass or she thought one of them looked at her ass, and I just remember all of us were just like she better not get us killed, and that like this that was a legit thing, and we're like this isn't the place like to talk to people like that, like you want to do that in the States like, on your own time, be my guest, and it was, and I don't know that I just remember being like, I remember I just got up. I go, I'm not even sitting here. I'm just getting away. I'm going to the locker room. I don't want to be in the crosshairs if someone decides to fire their weapon. God bless her. Jose Omar Morales. Thank you, buddy. I would love to see Ryback versus Reigns versus Goldberg versus Rhino one day. Man, you like the big guys, huh? I tell you, there's that group of you out there that just want the big guy matches. What about me, Brock, Bobby, and Batista? Huh? What about that? With Vince jacked up again as a special guest referee. Yeah, Vince McMahon with his monsters. What do you think about that? Would that match get you? Who wins? Jesus, you guys, that's for sure. I would say that would be sick. Perfect response, buddy. Perfect response. That legit got me. Good job. That would be sick. Ryback versus Brock versus Bobby versus Batista. Yeah. Alex, we talked about the Cody stuff earlier in the show. Just go back after the show. I don't know if you can go back while it's live, but after it posts, you'll be able to. That it was fairly early on in the broadcast. Dogs are doing well, Brian. Thank you. Sophie is moving a little better every day now. She ruptured another disc last week, and it's been I don't know. I think it's been 8 or 9 days. I think nine or 10 actually. And yeah, I think we're now at 10. And she was moving very slow up until the other day. So it's but she didn't need surgery, and thank God. She's ruptured. The last few haven't required surgery, and it obviously worries me because she every year she gets a year older. She'll be 7 in November this year. I always celebrate it on Halloween. I call her my little Halloween baby, but her birthday's November 24th. I've always celebrated it on Halloween though, and you know the more discs that are ruptured, her stability and walking, right? It's just, but she's like just a miracle of a dog on what she's like. It's just, she's just so loving and wants to be loved, and like she loves to be alive. And that's why, and all, that decision, there will, it's inevitable that there will come a point in time that with the injuries, and if not all her discs are ruptured and one ruptures and at an older age, that and I'll have to cross that bridge when I get to it. I've never met Kenny Omega, but I've always heard from people that I knew that they got along with him great, and but I've never personally met him. If you're cutting and being on a caloric deficit, do you still need to do cardio? It depends on the individual and their genetics and obviously their goals. For me, in being wanting to go back to wrestling, and conditioning is extremely important in keeping my cardio. Now, if you're talking about like fitness and bodybuilder people that do very light cardio, like walking on a treadmill or very slow stairmaster or very slow elliptical training, right? Then like there it depends on how much you're cutting calories. And I do believe keeping cardio in there always, whether you're bulking or cutting, and it's imperative to keep the cardio in there for health benefits. I just think it should always be in. Stratos O2, is it possible to put on a good amount of muscle on a vegan diet? You could put on more muscle on a vegan diet done correctly than you can on any other diet. Your blood flow will be improved, your endurance will be improved, just oxygen, nutrient uptake, everything is improved. So if you provide your body with the adequate calories and macronutrients, and it's filled with all these micronutrients, I'm telling you, you're going to be so much better than you would on a standard regular bodybuilder diet. Did I enjoy the Super Bowl halftime show? I did. Yes, it was good to see everybody. I thought everybody looked great, and it was. I think I laugh at the TikToks of like the people that are like saying they're old and like injuring themselves dancing, But it's crazy that much time. I remember being in high school, listening to them on my way to baseball and football games, and and it's what a lot of us all grew up with. And I think to be able to see them, and they're thriving. They've had all of them that were there have done amazing, right, and gone on to do even bigger things. And and they all looked great. And I thought it was such a fitting LA halftime show. And that's what that was like. That was the theme. And too, I'm so happy the Rams won, and Stafford got the Super Bowl ring his first year away from the Lions, and which has to be a huge relief. And I hope they go on, man, and I hope they repeat if they can. We'll see what happens. Not easy to do in the NFL in anything. Was it true when you were fighting Kalisto in a match for the U.S. title, he botched a dive and you saved him? I mean, that video's out there, I think, for people. And I don't know. I just knew anytime you wrestle somebody and somebody that does like high flying stuff, at least for me, I'd ask him, I go, where do you want me to be at a certain point? And I always would, I felt was is very good at that timing and in general. And that comes with experience, and and you either have it or you don't either on that. And it's common sense as well. And all I could see is I go, oh, he's not coming at me at the trajectory that he needs to be coming at me for me to be where we talked about. And so it was just a simple, and I don't get blown up, and I have I work really hard on cardio so I can see these things, and was just able to simply get into position to be able to be where he was going now. And I don't think he would have. I've heard people say he was going to break his neck, and he would have got his arms up, and not to say he couldn't crazy things. He's coming down a lot of speed, but it was that video's out there on that. And when you're doing things off the ropes, those ropes get slippery, and people, if someone has oil on in a match before you, like people, that's why that stuff is really truly high risk with that. But I look at it as the move. Nothing was botched because everything went as planned with that. So he didn't botch anything. I just simply adjusted, and everything was on track. You know, but I think people have a fascination with that word, and whatnot. So Chuck, check out, or if you're looking, the ISO Hungry Protein, the Big Guy Testosterone Booster, and the 10 count creatine are the three that, depending on your finances, and would be three of the Feed Me More Nutrition products. Jay says, is there a timeline that we could expect your return to pro wrestling? Nope. I'm not. I've said that, man. I don't have a timeline on anything. I know I've just got to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm not putting any pressure on myself. On like I it's. I've already come so far, and um, I just stick to the routine, man. Did I miss a super chat? Nope. Okay. Taking a look here. Tom Brady never said anything about the Patriots on his retirement. Oh, I'm not. I don't know, buddy. I don't obsess over that stuff. He. Who's to say he's not gonna to do stuff with them for in the years to come? Right. The majority of his career was there. I think people just look for things to complain about rather than like the guy just retired, coming off of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and everything's there's. I don't look at things like that and be like, wait, what did he say that I didn't like? Uh-oh, we had a little disruption there. It looks like we have a yep, because the IG went out as well. It looks like we're having some connection issues, which should not be happening hardwired, but it's happening now on the